Resident Evil, Resident Evil. Man, I've been a long time fan of this franchise. And 2021, which you are in right now, is actually the 25th anniversary year of the Resident Evil franchise. In a few months, the first Resident Evil will be turning 25 years old. And that's how long I've been playing the series. What's up, guys? Timzster here. Happy New Year again. If you're just watching this first video, a proper video I'm doing of 2021, January, actually. We're in the middle of the month. I actually started the year with a little Happy New Year greeting, but this is going to be my first formal new episode for the new year. And as you can see, I'm wearing a Raccoon City Vegan Society t-shirt featuring Leon S. Kennedy and Claire Redfield from Resident Evil 2, one of my favorite installments of the Resident Evil franchise, and I absolutely can play that any day. But yeah, we were talking about Resident Evil. Capcom has a bombshell of a celebration happening next week on January 21, which is going to be the 23rd anniversary of the release of Resident Evil 2. We are going to have an RE showcase event where they're going to be revealing more about Resident Evil Village, uh, the newest mainline entry in the Resident Evil franchise, which will once again be a first person view Resident Evil game and features the return of Ethan Winters as the playable protagonist, as well as Chris Redfield. Which, if you've seen the trailers, he looks like he is antagonizing Ethan Winters for some strange reason that we don't know about. Now, I'm sure a lot of you who follow Resident Evil news may have read some spoilers or leaks, but we're not going to be talking about that. And there have been a couple of new screenshots that have been released officially by Capcom that teases something to come if we're going to get that new trailer next week and the first ever gameplay footage officially from Capcom, then we can expect more. Especially if you've been looking at Twitter, there's this lady vampire like figure that's one of the more interesting antagonists I've seen in a Resident Evil game. So, Resident Evil Village will be taking place somewhere in a European remote setting, a village, if you will. Snowy village. There are monsters there like werewolves and whatnot, hideous creatures, and a castle. So, of course, you can expect all those survival horror tropes that will be coming. And I hope once we see the trailer and gameplay footage, we'll get a clearer idea of what's going to happen in the next installment of the Resident Evil franchise. And it's going to be a big year. We're celebrating 25 years of Resident Evil. In fact, earlier this week, January 2021 marks the 16th anniversary of Resident Evil 4, which was originally released for the GameCube way back in 2005. Man, it's been a long time. I only got to play Resident Evil 4 when it came out for the PlayStation 2. So this is what I'm holding here, a copy of it, which I got bundled together with Code Veronica and Resident Evil Outbreak way back when the PlayStation 2 was at its prime. So I still have it in my collection. Now, Resident Evil 4 is a very interesting beast. So it had multiple re-releases over the years. For the Wii, it had a Wii edition, PS2 edition, of course. It was released for the iPhone. Uh, it even got a PS3 HD re-release. And of course, it came out for the Nintendo Switch. Yes, I got the Switch edition because I wanted to take it on the go. It's one of the first true portable releases of Resident Evil 4. Playing it on the Switch is a dream. Of course, the most perfect edition that you could probably get for yourselves if you have a PC is, of course, the PC edition of Resident Evil 4. It stood the test of time, but it radically changed the direction of the Resident Evil series for a while. It became a third person, over the shoulder shooter, so fans noticed that it was more action packed and it had quick time events. And returning protagonist Leon S. Kennedy became a badass because of that installment. And they nicknamed it survival action. So from survival horror, we went to survival action. And that carried over to Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6, with 6 being the grandest departure of the series yet. And eventually, they made Resident Evil 7, which was a first person view Resident Evil game, returning it to its survival horror roots. Yes, and it paved the way for RE interest to boom once again, and we got the Resident Evil 2 remake, and last year, Resident Evil 3 remake. And wow, and this year we're gonna be celebrating Resident Evil's 25th anniversary. I hope there's big news. I mean, I enjoy the remakes, but I have a soft spot for the original Resident Evil games for the PlayStation. I can play those any day. I love the RE1 remake. I love the RE2 remake. The RE3 remake, it was okay. It was action packed, but there could have been more. And I was sad that they took out a lot of elements like the live selection and the mercenaries. But what can you do? So I enjoyed the performances of the actors there, and also Resident Evil 2 remake. And hopefully, in Resident Evil Village, we're gonna be getting something big. Yeah, I am celebrating all things Resident Evil. There you can see my Toy Biz toys of Leon S. Cassidy and Claire Redfield from Resident Evil 2. Yeah. Leon, of course. Mr. Kennedy would evolve into the action badass he was in Resident Evil 4, and we would see Claire again as a playable protagonist and Resident Evil Revelations 2. Of course, my main guy will always be Chris, so I'm very curious what's going to happen to him in Resident Evil Village after we see his evolution as a character from Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil Code Veronica, where he rescued Claire and fought the Ashford siblings, Resident Evil 5, of course, with Sheva Alomar and rescuing Jill, then Resident Evil Revelations, and, of course, Resident Evil 7, where he appeared at the end, and now he's going to be main player in Resident Evil Village. So, that's it. We're going to be expecting an RE showcase again on January 21st. Tune in to Capcom's social media pages to find out details about that. I will be tuning in. Hopefully, we can watch it together, or I'll give a reaction video afterwards. So, happy 25 years, Resident Evil. My number one franchise. The reason why I got a PlayStation way back in 1996. The very first game was the game that convinced me to buy a PlayStation. So, that's it. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you're doing well. Stay safe. Always wear a mask. Keep on wearing that mask, even though vaccines are on the horizon. We're never too sure yet. There are variant strains of the virus around, so we still have to be extra careful. Just keep on wearing that mask. Keep on practicing sanitizing your hands and washing. And stay at home. If you don't have to go out, stay indoors. It's safer until things get better. And I hope you're doing well. Keep on gaming. Actually, play the Resident Evil games if you have nothing better to do. And, of course, we have the internet for the news. So, follow me at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can find me TIMZSTER. Please do subscribe to this channel, TIMZSTER, here at YouTube. And I'll be seeing you guys next time. Yes, survival horror never ends, and Resident Evil is my kind of franchise. See ya.